Hey, it's Luke, the Metroidvania Guru, and I just want to take a moment before the video to let you know that it is my birthday. And typically on my birthday, I would ask for birthday tacos or whatnot. And this year it's a little different. One of my best friends since junior high, he's been diagnosed with Burkitt Lymphoma. This is a very aggressive form of cancer, but it is very treatable. And because he found it so early, we're very, very optimistic that he's going to push through this. But during treatment, he's going to be getting a lot of chemotherapy, and he's going to be off work probably through next year. And he has a wife and 2 kids to support, and they're going to need all the support they can get to get through this. In this video's description, you'll find a link to their GoFundMe page. They're asking for $6,000 to help cover medical bills and living expenses while my friend focuses on recovery. Every year on my birthday, many of you reach out and actually send me some cash so I can go and get those birthday tacos. And I appreciate it. I really do. It means the world to me. But if you could shift that generosity to someone who truly needs it, it would mean so much. And I'll even sweeten the deal. For every $25 you donate to this GoFundMe, I'll enter you into a raffle. I'll choose 4 winners at random, and each winner will get to choose a Metroidvania related topic for me to cover, with that video dedicated to them. So if there's a specific Metroidvania you want me to review, or a Metroidvania related topic you'd like me to discuss or explore, now's your chance, while also doing something good for a really good dude. Details on how the raffle works are in the description. I hope you can find it in your heart to help someone who means a lot to me and who could really use the support right now. If there's one thing, just one thing that I can do good with my channel, please let it be this. Thank you so much for listening to this message. It's very important to me. This means a lot. And if we could all pull together to help out one of my best friends in the whole wide world, it would just mean the world, man. But anyway, let's move on to the actual content of the video, which is me pitting a bunch of Metroidvania protagonists together and making them fight. Sweet. Two warriors drifting through the cold void of space. One fights to reclaim her memories to rescue a dying species. The other hides from his memories after condemning his own. Each embraces their past for a different reason: hope and guilt. Tonight, both their resolves will be tested on the battlefield. This is Metroidvania Showdown. I'm the Metroidvania Guru, and welcome to Metroidvania Showdown, where your Metroidvania heroes come to throw down. In this inaugural episode, I'm pitting 2 S-tier combatants from outer space. But before we get to the fun stuff, we gotta get through the boring stuff. The rules. Rule 1, win by kill, KO, or battlefield removal. Normally, I'm not a fan of BFR, but with so many Metroidvania combatants treating death like a mild inconvenience, I gotta draw the line somewhere. If you die once, you're out. No boss runbacks, no second chances. Rule number 2, combatants will be at a competitive size. Size matters. If combatants are canonically tiny, say bug-sized, I'm giving them a power-up mushroom so they can actually stand a chance. Rule 3, combatants will be in their peak, controllable form. All abilities, all powers, full endgame loadout. But if they have a gimmick form that you don't actually get to control beyond the scene it's introduced, they can't use it in these battles. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Oh wait, yes I do. And rule 4, use your imagination. I don't have the budget, team, or skills of the folks over at Death Battle. My fights are gonna be cinematic readings. So, temper your expectations and you'll have more fun. All right, the rules are set. Presenter, tell us about today's combatants.
Sure thing, Guru. Let me see if my memories serve me well. This bout is your classic man versus machine. Or cat alien versus machine. Whatever. Anyway, in the left corner, drifting aboard the derelict spacecraft, the Vessel, a memory-forged machine who must choose which dying race deserves salvation, MIO, the mechanical martyr, a synthetic warrior with a hairdo that'll make Medusa jealous. She's fast, she's precise, and she treats gravity like it's a polite suggestion.
That's right. For a robot made from heavy metallic material, MIO moves like she's made of helium. As long as she's hitting something with her tendrils, she can stay in the air indefinitely.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, indeed.
And that high mobility comes with high speed. MIO may not be the quickest by default, but when she hits the floor, wall, ceiling, whatever, with all her tendrils, even Spider-Man would have trouble keeping up. And her range is no joke either. Those whip-cracking tendrils can strike, grab, and generate energy shards. Floating projectiles she can spike into her enemies like she's playing cosmic volleyball. But her kit, for all its mobility and range, is deceptively simple. And while she's durable and has energy shields, she can't repair herself mid-fight. One bad angle, one mistimed strike, and this mechanical martyr becomes scrap metal.
And in the right corner, the executioner of the old world, the puny pugilist with a penchant for parries, Yi, a member of the 10 Souls. Well, former member. I guess that's why they're called the 9 Souls now, huh? He's patient, he's deadly, and he is merciless. Just ask Gomong. When fighting Yi, you can't even afford to blink. He'll probably parry your eyelids.
You're not kidding. Yi's a master martial artist who can parry any attack thanks to his mastery over Chi, or life force. No matter the strength or color of the attack, Yi's got a parry for it. This little dude can stand his ground against anyone. And he's not just a fighter, he's a scientist, a former soul, and a tactical genius. This brooding Catman analyzes, adapts, and punishes every mistake his opponent makes. Yi may be a defensive master, but offensively, his kit is terrifying. He can manifest his chi into blades, snipe enemies from across the arena with an assortment of deadly arrows, and obliterate foes with his most lethal weapon, talismans.
These sticky pieces of paper aren't for decoration, they're for demolition.
Charged with enough chi, they become sticky bombs. And last time I checked, explosions are bad for your health. But Yi's far from invincible. He's a squishy little Catman, and direct hits hurt. A lot. It doesn't take much force to send him flying. If his timing slips for even a heartbeat, he goes from being a venerable cat warrior with a tragic past
to just straight up kitty litter with a messy future. All right, our combatants are primed, their fates are sealed, and the arena awaits. Welcome to the Vessel's Severed Spine.
A metallic clank echoes down the dimly lit corridor as another crazed robot crumbles to Yi's chi-formed blades. Sparks spit from the machine's new cavity, singeing the hem of his yellow robe. One stray ember bites into the skin beneath his oil-stained white fur. Yi exhales, steadying his breath, then continues down yet another dilapidated metal hallway. This vessel has clearly been dead for years. Maybe decades, maybe centuries. Every AI service bot he's encountered has been functionally insane, attacking anything that moves. And with this dead ship drifting toward New Kunlun, Yi doesn't have the luxury to theorize what happened. He just needs to stop this ship, fast. He pauses at the next corner, muscles tense. Silence, except for a faint dripping somewhere in the dark. He moves on, each step measured, each breath controlled. After what feels like endless tunnels, a corridor finally opens into a wide chamber. The lighting is sparse, but enough to reveal rows of compartment-like housings built into the walls. Living quarters, maybe, if one were willing to ignore the rust. An elevator shaft rises several stories high, its cables swaying gently in the stale air. He passes an area that looks like some kind of workshop. Scattered tools, rusted benches, and half-finished mechanisms frozen in time. Then it hits him. A sweet smell uncharacteristic of the derelict ship up to this point. Yi's eyes narrow. In the center of the room sits an ornate fountain filled with a white, viscous substance, glowing faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat. And beside it stands a still robot with long, hair-like appendages flowing from its head. Unmoving, almost reverent. Yi steps forward, unsure if the robot is even in commission. He studies the machine with the curiosity and intensity of an engineer, eyes tracing every seam and joint. From the corner of his vision, he swears he sees one of the appendages twitch. The turquoise disc that houses Yi's heart nearly pops out of his chest. He fumbles for his communicator. Yi! Shuang Shuang shouts. Uncle Chubby said you're on a ship that's about to ram us. Kwafu wails in the background. I'm sorry, Yi. I didn't mean to let it slip. I get so nervous when I'm about to die. We're all gonna die? Enough, Yi snaps. He relaxes his jaw. New Kunlun is going to be fine. I just need to get this ship up and running again. There's a rustling of the water. Yi's eyes dart from the ripples toward the still robot. He holds his stare until Shuang Shuang's voice breaks his focus. And if you can't, he manages between sniffles. Yi hates the thought, but he hates the alternative more. Then, I'll have to destroy it. This time, Yi knows he didn't imagine it. Like a cobra, one of the robot's appendages lashes out. Yi narrowly avoids the strike aimed at his head, but his communicator shatters into a dozen pieces. MIO wastes no time, cracking her hair-like tendrils at the intruder, threatening the vessel's heart. Yi swats each strike away with intense focus, unaware that every deflection causes glowing energy shards to manifest around him. Once a full ring of projectiles hovers at his flanks, MIO launches herself skyward, smacking each shard in rapid succession and sending them hurtling toward the tiny warrior. Yi parries the first few volleys, but the impacts rattle him. Internal bleeding sets in. His rhythm falters. The next shard hits clean, launching him backward. He catches himself, dodging the rest just as his feet touch the ground. He tries to take a quick puff of his pipe, but from the corner of his eye, MIO is already charging, propelling herself with her tendrils like a bloodlusted spider. Tendrils lash across his face, across his chest. Again and again, each lash stinging and throbbing in time with the robot's deadly dance. Yi exhales. Every dance has a rhythm. He deflects the tendril aimed at his face. He denies the strike, tearing toward his leg. The final blow to his chest is parried with effortless precision. MIO's predictable 3-hit combo becomes her undoing. Even the glowing energy shards now surrounding Yi have become old hat. MIO floats through the air, sending the shards toward him once more. Each shard ricochets and slams back into MIO, chipping away at her protective shield. With no means to repair herself, she scrambles to her feet, only to freeze as a glowing Yi thrusts his hand forward. 2 tendrils shoot behind her, narrowly dragging her away from Yi's massive spiritual blade. She crawls up a wall to regroup. Yi unleashes a thick bolt of light from his azure bow. MIO's tendrils yank her out of harm's way in the nick of time, but the bolt obliterates the living quarter she was clinging to. Her tendrils slip, and she tumbles toward the ground along with the wreckage. Another bolt screams toward her. MIO snaps a tendril upward in a last-second parry of her own, but the impact slams her into another living quarter, sending more debris raining down. MIO crawls across the falling wreckage like it's a staircase, then swings between chunks of debris to avoid the shot. She reaches the living quarters on the far side of the chamber. She clings to the wall, but her respite is short-lived. Yi aims and plucks his bow's string. Instead of a bolt of light, a large, kunai-shaped projectile slices toward her, emitting a thin, metallic whine that rises as it accelerates. Several more kunai tear toward her, each one given a subtle mid-air twitch as if recalibrating its trajectory. Mio dives through a nearby living quarters window and snatches whatever she can get with her tendrils. A chair, a stool, a framed picture, a frying pan. She hurls the furniture at the incoming projectiles. A couple of direct hits knock some kunai off course, sending them clattering harmlessly to the ground. But the others deftly maneuver around the incoming volley, reorienting with a sharp mid-air jerk before snapping back onto her position with predatory precision. The missiles rip through the room, forcing her to retreat. She weaves in and out of quarters as the kunai pursue her, diving through windows, slipping out doors, crawling across ceilings, each blade leaving faint ripples in the air as it corrects its angle and resumes the chase. She outmaneuvers several into slamming into walls and support beams, the impacts ringing out in metallic shrieks. But the rest stay locked on her, relentless. She leaps off a wall just as a projectile is about to strike. Wind roars past her as she descends, but she forces herself to focus, locking onto Yi. He fires another salvo, each kunai snapping into formation before breaking off in coordinated arcs toward her. In a last-ditch effort, Mio launches a hairpin attack at one of the kunai. The strike connects, flipping her forward as the redirected blade spirals away. She vaults toward Yi as the wind howls around her. Yi drops his bow, planting his feet as he shifts into a defensive stance. At the last moment, Mio snags a kunai with another tendril and whips it at him like a flailing comet. Yi springs upward with razor-sharp timing, but Mio is already on him, tendrils snapping as she drives into their collision. Yi elegantly twists midair, knocking her tendrils aside. Before Mio can react, a blur of motion crosses her vision, and then the world flips. She crashes into the ground. Mio struggles, but eventually pushes herself up. The dust settles, and she looks down. A talisman rests against her chest. Yi closes his eyes and inhales from his pipe as the explosion blooms behind him. He stands calmly, basking in the fire's warmth as the nacre drifts from Mio's body and returns to the pulsating fountain. Yi looks down at his broken communicator and sighs. Perhaps silence would be welcome after all this commotion. He dusts off his robe and continues his original mission.
And the winner of this Metroidvania Showdown is Yi! The tiny warrior from 9 Souls proves once again that discipline, patience, and a whole lot of chi can overcome even the most tangled of tendrils.
It's no surprise Yi came out on top. Mio came out swinging and certainly had Yi on the ropes early thanks to her tendril range and that surprise energy shard barrage. But once Yi started picking apart her patterns, the tide turned fast. From there, Mio was basically forced onto the defensive. All that fancy wall crawling and tendril swinging looked great, but it wasn't enough to overcome the pressure of Yi's Azure bow. So she got desperate and threw everything into a final attack that Yi set her up for. The last-second arrow toss might have thrown most fighters for a loop, but Yi's experience and reaction speed kept him cool. Mio fell for his bait, hook, line, and sinker, and was rewarded with a talisman and an L. In the end, Yi's experience, discipline, combat diversity, and pattern mastery were enough to return Mio's nacre to the fountain from whence it came.
Hey, Guru.
Yeah?
Isn't this matchup impossible in like a chronological sense?
What do you mean?
Well, 9 Souls' plot implies its events take place at the dawn of humanity, and Mio's game takes place several generations after humanity left Earth.
Yeah? And?
Don't you think people will notice that and get confused about...
Oh look! The doors are closing! Next time on Metroidvania Showdown.
Renee, you were always the special one, granted with the gift of the gods. Gift without equal.
People fear what they don't understand. And in death, you will learn.
We train, we fight, to push our limits. But what are yours when you have nothing to lose?
And so the sheep becomes the shepherd, culling them to this fool's paradise.
What do you dream of becoming, Soren?
You remember our deal.